Hello, my name is Andrew Raven, and I want to thank you all for taking the time to join me for this short About Me video. Let's begin with my family, who is my center of influence and the main reason I get out of bed in the morning. These are my parents, Mark and Laura Raven, and this was their wedding day in 1986. My mother is the chief appraiser in Hays County, and my father is a retired jeweler. Both have always pushed me to learn and ask questions, and have always been right there to help give me a push if I ever needed it. Here on the left, we have my grandmother from my father's side, who taught me about country living and working hard. Her family in Victoria, Texas, in the early 40s were the first ranching family on their street to have electricity. On the right is my sister Christina, her husband Stan, and my niece and nephew Connor and Carolina. Christina was born when my mother was very young, and she was adopted very early, and in June of 2020, they connected for the first time and have been part of our lives ever since. Her family currently lives in Switzerland, but they hope to move to Austin sometime this year. This is my wonderful girlfriend, Carista. We began dating in 2013, and it was love at first sight. Her support has been unwavering, and I'm hoping to spend the rest of my life with her. And in January of 2021, she agreed that she did too. COVID certainly threw a wrench in our wedding planning, but we are hoping to tie the knot in June of 2023. We are currently working on building a house together next door to my parents. In August of 2019, we adopted our first son. Well, actually, we got a dog, but he might as well be our child because he is spoiled rotten. His name is Donner, and he's an Italian Greyhound. Donner keeps me super active because he loves to run. He is very fast, so I would recommend always getting a dog that you can outrun. He loves to also sleep and hang out in the bed. We get him at least 2 good sprints in per day, and then he sleeps pretty much the rest of the day. We live on some acreage in Kyle, Texas, so around last Christmas time we decided to try our hand at raising chickens. I now have a backup alarm in the morning as our rooster crows at sunrise each day like clockwork. My family and I have begun calling this time we spend with chickens as chicken therapy. My college journey started at the alma mater of my uncle and grandfather, St. Mary's University in San Antonio. After 3 semesters, I moved to San Marcos to attend Texas State University. I completed my undergraduate studies at Texas State in May of 2016. My main study focus was marketing and finance. I spent a little under a year doing insurance sales for Mass Mutual and was reaching out to every connection I had in search of a new job. Turns out, it was the mother of my closest friend who knew of an opportunity available at Spansion, where she had worked for many years. I applied with no experience for a payroll position and was hired on as a contractor in May of 2017. This slightly embarrassing, building one bathroom selfie was taken on my first day of work as a contractor at Cypress. 4 weeks later, I was converted to full-time employee, and the rest is history. And it's been great history to boot. Working for Legacy Cypress and Infineon has afforded me a very graceful transition from student to professional. I feel very blessed to be part of this company that I know values me as a person. Now for the fun part. Let's talk about how I balance my work with some personal time activities that I really enjoy. My fiance and I love to travel. This is from our time on the southwestern coast of Mexico. She loves hot, tropical destinations, whereas I like to travel different places that offer fun activities. I have family in Vail, Colorado who love to ski, and they've taught me well. But I have found that the colder the destination, the more from Texas I feel. When we are back home, I love cooking and enjoying sit-down meals with my fiance and neighbors, who come over frequently to eat with us. In the wintertime, my neighbor and I will take long trips on foot through Granger, Texas, where public hiking trails are available. We found this little guy all alone out on the trail on our last trip. He was a baby feral hog, and I would recommend not trying to pick one up at home. I spend my summer among the fish and the frogs, spending as much time in the water as I can. I also enjoy biking, running, practicing archery, and roping at the house. Finally, I'm a bit of a grease monkey, and I love working on my car. I try to do all the work on all of our family vehicles. My dad once described the combustion engine as Legos for adults, and I have really leaned into that philosophy. Our neighbor is a former machinist and engineer, and he allows me to play with his many big-time tools, and it's the best. This concludes my About Me video. I want to thank you for taking the time to get to know me as a person a little better. I hope we have the opportunity to collaborate as professionals in the future. Thanks.